lie down on your mat. Just check in, letting go of the day before and what's to come. Just showing up in the present moment with your breath. You might say a little silent thank you to yourself for showing up on your mat. Take a few more complete breaths, filling up the belly and the rib cage and allowing the breath to also empty out. Bring your hands to your heart. Send something good out to someone or someplace that could use a little extra today, from your heart outward. You can hear the birds chirping. It's nice. Release your arms, get your feet so that they feel supportive. So maybe your ankles are under your knees-ish. And press your arms down. So really be active in the arms. Pressing down. On the inhale, you'll lift your hips up. You'll need to use your buttock muscles to help with this. The exhale brings you back down. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, lower. The arms are pressing down strongly. The buttocks is very active. Inhaling up and exhaling down. You can go as low or as high as you'd like to go. More importantly is being present with the movement and being strong in your arms and your glutes. Nobody to compare to, just you and your breath and movement. This next one will hold. Inhale, lift up, and hold. You're only holding as long as feels good for your body. It's different every time you show up on your mat. So strong in the arms, strong in the buttocks. Try to lift your hips straight up to the sky, but be where you are. Keep breathing. I'm a big believer in smiling. It helps even if they're fake. It totally works. One more breath, and then one more. Amazing. One more breath, and slowly come all the way down. Reach your arms up and over, palms facing in, just stretching out. Reach your legs out. I have a blanket down there because we're going to use that in a moment, but you can just stretch out here. Feel the length of your body and see if you can breathe up and down as well as side to side, just taking up space here. We should take up more space in the world, especially with our smiles. One more breath. And bend your knees, bring your arms back down by your sides. And we'll take some bridges a little differently this time. I love that first variation. These are a little different. As you inhale, you'll lift up, let your arms go up and over. Stay up for the exhale. Stay up for your inhale. And then lower everything down. Take your time, bringing hips and hands down to the ground. Inhale, lift up. Stay up for your exhale. Stay up for your inhale. And lower all the way down on your exhale. Inhaling up. Stay up for your exhale. Stay up for your inhale. All the way down on your exhale. We'll do one more like that. Inhale. Lift up into your bridge, called Setu Bandha in yoga. Stay up on your exhale. Stay up on your inhale. And come all the way back down. Reach your legs out. Reach your arms up and over. Take up space. Find full breaths as if you were breathing through the soles of your feet all the way up through your body, all the way up to your fingertips, and then big exhales all the way back out, body filling up and body emptying out. Try to keep your arms where they are. You may need to bring them back down by your sides, and that's okay. Otherwise, you're walking your arms like you're taking a side stretch, and then walk your legs toward your arms. The whole side of my body is lengthening, not the side you're seeing. That side is contracting. Nice side stretch here, reaching through the feet, maybe taking the top leg and hooking the bottom. It's slippery on my floor. One more breath here. And release and come back to neutral. Oh, that one is so good. And we'll walk the legs to the other side, and the arms and the torso, try to go see the legs. This one can be very intense. It looks like it's easy, but it's not. So you just give yourself a break, do the best you can do. You might have walked over 1 inch, and that's beautiful. Take another breath here, whole side of the body stretching. And the whole side of the body away from you at this time, contracting. And then you come back, walking back in. Release your arms, bend your knees. I have to adjust after that big side stretching. Oh, that was so good. And let your legs and arms float up. Circle wrists and ankles. This is one of my favorites. If you come to class, I do this one a lot. Resting bug. You can be perfectly still. And you can also move. You can let your limbs move. I like to do this one when I first wake up in the morning. I'm still in the bed. Just let your limbs reach up. Make a couple fists with your toes and fingers, and then spread out the digits. A couple more times, scrunching and spreading them out. And one more time, scrunching and spreading out. Bring your feet back down. So we're going to try scooting down. We're going to roll to the side and scoot down so that I can use this blanket. And I'll actually, so make sure I don't go out of the frame. I'm just going to make my mat shorter and bring the blanket up. Okay, so still going to lie down on my mat. My butt is on the mat, my head is on the mat, and my feet are on the blanket. This is for hamstrings and buttocks. And I like to rest my hands on my belly, flex your ankles, and push down as you push out. So the legs are pushing down as you try to lengthen the legs. You might already feel some excitement in the back of your thighs, your hamstrings, and then you press down and you drag the blanket back. There's 3 hamstrings. I call them the trio of trouble. And we like to stretch them a lot, but we also need to strengthen them. Finding a lot of effort. You press down to press out and you press down to drag back. You'll continue with this, or you'll take your left ankle on top of your right thigh and you'll do one leg at a time. And we've added a little bit of load. By resting this top leg on the bottom leg, I've increased the weight, increased the difficulty of the movement. And some of you might be like, I don't feel a thing here. I could do this all day. Some of you may be excited big time and resting, and that's great. All of it is great. We show up to yoga to feel good, not worse. Get some joy. One more time on this side. If you're still doing the double legs, feel free to just stop and rest. Single legs, we're taking the right ankle on top of the left leg now. Flex the left ankle, press down to send out. Press down to drag back. You do not need a yoga blanket to do this either. You could be using a towel or a sheet or a comforter, depending on the weight of your blanket. You can make it less effortful or more effortful. Really pressing down and dragging, looking for sensation and feeling in the back of the thigh and maybe into the buttocks. Your hamstrings attach at the base of your pelvis. We'll do one more time, pressing down and dragging back. Good. And we're going to just stop and take a rest here. So I'm going to get the blanket out of the way so my feet don't slip. Take your feet wide. Let your knees fall together. And this time bring your arms into a cactus arm. Connect to your breath. You might notice your heart beating a little faster after the hamstring work, called hamstring slides. Take a few more breaths here. Zero effort in the legs. Open across the chest and heart and arms. And then you'll bring your arms back and your legs back, putting the blanket back underneath. And we'll make a combination. I call it a combo platter. We're going to lift up into bridge, slide the legs out, come down from the bridge, and drag the legs back. Bear with yourself. Bear with me. No cursing, just breathing and finding joy in our hamstrings. So we'll press the arms down, lift up into your bridge, flex the ankles, and send the legs out. As I send the legs out, I'll begin to lower, 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 lower. Oh, yes, I got a cramp on the right side. We celebrate cramps. The muscles are working. Drag the blanket back with your butt on the ground. Then lift up. Here's your bridge. Press down through the heels, flex the ankles, and send the legs out away from the butt. Let them get longer as you go down. Ooh, that is so good. Okay, one more. Hopefully I'm not being too dramatic, but I'm letting you know that if you're feeling stuff, so am I. Okay, here we go. Last one. Press down, lift your hips, flex your ankles, and send the legs all the way out. Did I mention breathing? Don't forget to breathe. Oh, yes, this is wonderful. Okay, drag the legs back. I'm removing my blanket, and this time we'll rest with the soles of the feet together and the legs wide, and the arms, both hands on the belly. So the arms closed, the legs open. Just taking a few breaths here. If this is too much stretch on the inner thigh or groin, support your legs with something. Books, blocks, 2 more breaths. And use your hands to bring your knees back up. Hug your knees into your chest. And we'll take a gentle twist. You're going to bring your feet down and let both knees drop to the right. Let your gaze go toward the left. If this does not work for your neck, you just look up at the sky. You might even move back and forth with the head. One more breath here, twisting to the right. Bring your knees back up. Sometimes I feel like I need to adjust and resituate. Arms out in a T and both knees drop to the left. Maybe the gaze goes to the right. Breath in the belly and in the rib cage. Filling up with your breath and emptying out. One more breath. Come back to center. Bring your legs back up. The shape that we took in the bridge lift, we'll take again. Left leg on top of the right. So left ankle on top of the right thigh. And this is thread the needle or reclining pigeon. It also has a lot of names. It's stretchy for the hip, but instead of being just stretchy and passive, we're going to make it active. So you'll bring the legs in toward the body. If this is very difficult to do, you might turn your body so that this foot is on the wall, so you have some support, or you can put something under your leg. You also might be right here with the foot on the ground and have found plenty. Honor your body. Otherwise, you're bringing it in, if this is right for you, and you press the right leg in and try to press the left leg out. So opposite directions. The bottom leg is trying to press in and the top leg is trying to press out. One more breath. Slowly release. And switch sides. Right ankle on top of the left thigh. Here is great. Supporting your foot on something is great, or drawing the legs in. And then you press. Try to press the top leg away from your torso and try to press the bottom leg toward you. Notice if your jaw or your fingers are trying to help. Come back to the smile, come back to the joy. More joy in, more joy out into the world. We could use it. 3 more breaths here. And slowly release. Just let the legs gently windshield wiper side to side. And you'll roll to one side and press yourself up. I'm actually going to roll up my mat and make a little seat with it. You can sit on a block or on your blanket. I'm just going to roll up my mat and sit on my mat and use the blanket for my heels, or for my ankles, and find a comfortable seat. Let your arms rest, palms up or down. Allow your eyes to close. Check in with your breath. Where do you sense the breath in your body? Is it all in the chest? Is it all in the belly? Can you find both? Inhaling, filling up abdomen, and then filling up into the chest, and then allowing the breath to empty all the way out. Think of this whole torso as your breathing apparatus. So fill it all the way up, front, sides, and back, and empty all the way out, front, sides, and back. 2 more breaths here. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders and draw some circles. I can still feel, which I love, the action in my hips. I'm still connected to the hips and the buttocks and the hamstrings from the work that we did. So hopefully you are too, in a good way. If your fingertips don't reach your shoulders, you're just doing the best you can and making some circles. We're going to switch direction now. They're called butterflies. You might be hearing some things. Good, and release. Side bending. So remember when we reached with our arms and our legs and we made that giant, like a banana shape? We're side bending here a little differently because we're seated. Just going to one side and then the other. You can let the bottom arm rest each time, or you might experiment with side bending and reaching without letting the arm land. Be very careful with this one. It can be intense. It might feel best just to have the arm come down. Next time you go to the left by your heart, you'll stay for an extra breath. Keep the bottom arm down or maybe lift it up. Maybe. Feel the extension on the long side of the body and the contraction on the shorter side right here. And then we go up and over to the other side. Breathing, maybe lifting the bottom arm. It's the breath that just keeps us aware of the body and what we're doing. It's kind of our temperature gauge. If the breath has disappeared, we're going too hard. And then we come back up. Let your hands rest. Palms up or palms down. 3 breaths. Fingertips come back to your shoulders and we gently twist. Let the body twist left to right, right to left. Your breath will find its way here, or you might inhale and exhale. Inhale to one side and then exhale. Don't worry, just breathe. Next time you are to the right, stay in your twist. Here we twist without using the arms. We're holding lightly here, and the actual muscles of the torso have to negotiate this twist. It's a little harder. Hopefully it feels good and you feel your muscles. Come back through center and over to the other side. Breathing, twisting, muscles working, breath peaceful, smiling for joy. Let yourself unwind, Hands resting, palms up or down. Take a few circles. Slow and steady. When the head goes back, it's as if you're looking up at the stars, but don't just let the head fall back. Switch direction. Stay long in your cervical spine. So you think about space the whole way around. Come back to neutral, looking to the left toward your heart, and then drop your chin down toward your heart. Lifting your chin, come back through center all the way to the right, and then drop your chin toward your chest, toward your collarbone. Lifting the chin, come back to center. Notice the cross of your legs. Make sure that you're comfortable on something where you can begin to make some circles. So we talked to hips and shoulders. We've done some twisting, doing some circular motions, and we're breathing. Take a few in the other direction. It's important to explore different movements in your body daily, right? You could take a walk one day, you could practice yoga one day, you could work on balance one day, you could hula hoop one day. The important thing is that you tune in and you move your body. Also, important to be still and get with your breath daily. That's a whole separate topic, but every little bit of tune in, calm down time helps. Switch the cross of your legs and we circle. Switch direction. And come back to center. Bring your hands to your heart. Notice your breath. Again, you might say a silent little thank you to yourself, or you might scream it from the rooftops. Thank you for showing up and doing some yoga, for moving and breathing, hopefully for finding some hamstrings and some buttocks, some shoulders, some spine, and some breath, and some smiles. Go spread your joy. Keep spreading your light. Namaste.